Uh, can we check on the
Hello.
mic?
Hello, hello. Yeah.
All three working? Yours was also working?
Yeah, mine also, yes. Thank you. Thank you for the introductions. And, very interesting that, I have known Keval and Vishal for the longest time, but it has taken a conference and the Adgully team to get us outside of our cabins and office, setups and sitting in a slightly informal kind of a setup and then talking about programmatic and also talking about ourselves, right? So in terms of the format of this fireside chat, what I've decided to do is, instead of only asking about programmatic, because I'm sure everyone who's sitting here knows Vishal and Keval. But then, do you know, the person behind the leader? Do you know what their, interests are? How their careers have spanned over the past decade and more? So therefore, the questions would be firstly about themselves, and then in between, we'll definitely cover the programmatic topic that we have got, and maybe, some fun in between whenever it gets slightly boring and very technical. So quickly jumping into the first question itself, and I'll start with Vishal, you. Agency life is very exciting and dynamic and demanding also, right? So, I'm really interested in knowing what drives you or motivates you on, say, a Sunday evening when you look forward to the next Monday or next week. What is the main driving force that you've got?
So, how many of you guys love video games? A lot of them. So, in the initial days, when the video game was very basic one, you had to have the cassettes and all those things in place. And you used to play, and then the next week or the next month, you need a new cassette, right? So then you start playing a new game, and then you start playing a new game. So that's how you build a habit, right? So connecting to it, suddenly parents starts worrying, okay, he's playing too much. He has to think about, we have to think about it. We have to do something about, replacing it with something else. So I connected with the real life. The life is not that easy, wherein parents try to do something, we try to do something, and our industry is, doing the same thing, evolving every day. So so connecting to the question. So the drive, what drives us? So now that, thing inside you, which drives you, like you want to learn more, you want to do more. Plus, you have to get some excitement in it. You have to search some excitement in it. So that is something which I explain how I feel, because digital industry is evolving day in, day out, and then you have to learn new things. Along with that, you have to, search for that thing you have inside you which connects with the digital ecosystem, and you have to drive through that particular thing. So that's something which drives me.
As in something which is inside you, and then, you use it the next week to drive you throughout the, whatever challenges are thrown in the week. Fantastic. Keval, the same question to you as well.
Well, for me, it's, doing something new every week. As in, you work across multiple clients, and every week there'll be something that definitely would come back to you, in terms of a challenge. So how do you solve that? So probably looking at how you could deploy new things for the client, or if you've come across something new in the market or in the industry. As my colleague and friend rightly said, we are into a dynamic industry. So how do we implement that, right? So it's all about what do we do next. Otherwise, it's just like you're doing something very mundane. So something new to do every week.
Fantastic. Great answer. And, just a step on the same direction itself, the digital and landscape is evolving every day, right? And, stress and work-life balance is a topic which has always been discussed on LinkedIn, and every leader has opinion on that. So in terms of, I'll start with Keval for this question. How do you manage stress and maintaining a work-life balance in this dynamic agency life that you lead?
So personally, I follow a regime, right? So
You
I
follow?
follow a regime.
Okay.
And I try to start early, and I try to end my day early. So I could spend time with myself, spend time with family. I try to go for walks and runs, even in the evenings or early in the mornings. I'm definitely a morning person. So workout, family time is something that keeps me away from stress. But as a person, when I step out of office, I do not take work along with me. I try to keep it to the office space, and I avoid as much work once I'm back.
Fantastic. I think that's a good cue for a lot of our young fellows, young people out here in the audiences. Vishal, same question again.
So again, video game, but this time the change is I play with my daughter. So it's more of a family stuff. And followed by, yes, you have to have a proper schedule in the morning wherein you go to gym and you do things which actually helps you motivate. If you are not motivated, how will you motivate your team? How will you, motivate the entire ecosystem surrounding you and keep that energy level up? So end of the day, yes, you have to follow a particular structure of lifestyle. You have to make sure your health is okay, and then you have to make sure your entire team is up and there for you every point of time, which will eventually make your work, not work, but again, connected like a video game kind of a thing, wherein you have things, you struggle, but end of the day, you have to create a strategy to win. So you create that strategy, and when you win, that gives you a particular satisfaction, which end of the day becomes a habit for you, and then eventually it's giving you the result, and you make up, you end of the day become happy, and that's how you get motivated. That's how I feel even people get motivated.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people resonate with this, right? When you are happy, your people around you are happy, your work is then, it reflects in your work as well, right? When you come back to your house, the tensions and work pressure and the deadlines of agency life remains in your office. And next morning we'll, approach it in a different way, or maybe in a new way. Now, because we have a topic which is very serious, we need to discuss that as well, apart from knowing each other. As programmatic advertising continues to revolutionize, right? And brands reach their audiences, and the industry stands at a crossroads. Currently, what's happening is that with the promise of AI and machine learning, efficiency and effectiveness are there. But then a lot of questions and challenges are about data privacy, then there is about ad fraud and transparency. So my question to you, and I'll start with Vishal for this one, is that how can the industry balance the benefit of these advanced technologies with the need of accountability and trust in the programmatic advertising space?
So the industry is evolving, and along with that, the programmatic was before COVID, like to give you an example. Before COVID, what I feel is people used to think, okay, programmatic, it's a display. You just get a reach out of it and you're done. And eventually, the videos came into place. The short form videos, OTTs came into place. Then suddenly, display was replaced by a video format. And then video format is now evolving so much that you have interactive videos. You have partners like Blis who can give you an engagement along with the videos, and you can deep dive, you can do a targeting at a real-time level with interest, etc., etc. So it's all about trust. It's all about how the industry is evolving. Along with that, even client needs more, trust, which can be built with joining hands with the agencies, because what I've seen in the market is there are a lot of clients who are working directly with Google. Now, Google as a partner, awesome, but now as a client, as an agency, when we talk to the client, we take an experience of talking to multiple clients and understanding their pain point and then resonating it with what this particular client is asking for. So that actually helps us create a story, or probably create a trust factor. How can we create a trust? See, it can be through creative innovation, it can be through data privacy, it can be through telling them more about its BAV. Some clients are tilted more towards BAV, some clients are tilted more towards performance. So end of the day, it's about what client is defining, that this is what I look in the programmatic platform, and this is my definition of trusting a platform. So that has to be tailor-made, that has to be created with a deep dive understanding of what client is actually looking for, rather than just giving an option like, okay, for data privacy, these are the platforms, okay, for data integration, these are the platforms, etc., etc. So that is something which used to happen in the past, but now things are very different, and yes, agencies are ready to give these kind of solutions to our clients.
Fantastic. Nothing makes a salesperson happy than a third party taking my brand's name. So it was like, the antenna got, kicked in very quickly. Keval, the same question, the industry, how to balance this benefit of advanced technology with the need of accountability and trust in the programmatic space.
So, as an agency, as in how do we build trust with our clients? It's not just a client-agency relationship. We believe we are the extended marketing team for the brand, right? Trust would be with ever-evolving programmatic investments now for most of the brands happening. It's all about where my ads are running. It was always being questioned, right? So, as an agency, we follow certain global and local levers that are implemented on our programmatic campaigns, which is related to placement, certain block list being impaneled and everything. We also have, most of the clients these days, when they do programmatic, either it's through their own seats or it's through their clients or agency seats. Most of the clients do have an access and visibility to where the ads are running. So that's where the trust is built, that, the ads are running in a very media-safe environment, and that's what we believe in. Accountability is a very, it's a very, very good word I like, because it's not just agency being accountable, it's the partners also being equally accountable. What that means is the ads are, running in a brand sustainable environment. Now, be it through the levers that are, available at the platform level, or we implement third-party media quality verifiers. So it could be anything. We are very platform agnostic. So we are, good in implementing all of those, and we proactively tell our clients to, implement media quality verifiers or third-party media verifiers, just so that, the confidence is there, because programmatic is going to evolve and it's going to grow.
Fantastic. Now, this question is from your all, experience that you have got, right? Decade-old experience that you have got. The agency life has, evolved over the past few years, and it has become very, the expected level of professionalism and expected level of knowledge from people who are joining the agency life is something which is unprecedented now. So from your side, I wanted to know, and I'll start from Keval on this question, what skills and knowledge are most important for professionals entering the field of programmatic advertising at this point in time?
It's a very tricky question, actually. Moreover, what I would look from a person who's wanting to enter programmatic is, having a logical way of thinking, a bit of analytical thinking as to how you could interpret, how you could read data, how you could see what is working, what is not working, right? So while they should definitely know the basic of what is a DSP, what is a DMP, what is an SSP, what is a supply ecosystem, what are partners, and media basics, I wouldn't expect much more. But what we would look for, or I would look for, is more of a logical thinking as to, what I should deploy or how I could deploy and make things better for the advertiser or the client.
Makes sense. Vishal, on this.
Adding to the point Keval just told, so in 2015-16, when the programmatic was actually, there as a platform, what I used to see is, like, when I was in Group M, so people used to come, okay, you have to start the programmatic campaign. That guy used to get 1 week a platform integration, like this is how it's done. And the next week, that particular guy is actually working on the platform and executing it, okay? Versus now, I've seen in my current organization, LogicServe, it takes 2 months to actually get a person to get trained. They filter out people from the particular MDs or graduates, and then out of like 20, hardly 3 or 4 are actually able to, go through that process and actually get into a programmatic platform and understand it, because it's not simple, guys. It's too complicated. It has to have, you have to have a lot of numbers and lot of logical and lot of decision making inside your mind, which will help you get a successful campaign delivered. So that is something which is really required in a person if they want to come in an agency, especially in the execution part, because Now, when you do a campaign, it was previously it was like hardly 1 hour job. Now it takes even 1 or 2 days, especially when the data, first-party data integration is there. There are a lot of platform integrations happening. There are a lot of tags. There are a lot of integration things which are not so easy, to be frank. For a person who wants to join, please be ready to learn, because it's like you are working in a TCS with a specific job versus you becoming a professional. Like every day you learn something new, which you need to implement as well. So that is something I'll strongly recommend.
Fantastic. Great answer. And, a lot of young people I see, I'm sure, if you want to get into an agency, that's a great advice from both of them. Now, going back some years, talking about your experiences with clients, about campaigns, can you talk about some memorable campaign or moment or any client that you worked with, kind of, you do not need to name the client, maybe the category would be enough for us. But then, from the early days of your career, and what did you learn from such a client or a campaign or a moment? Starting with Vishal.
So, it's few years back, there was this real estate client who came to us, and they gave us a performance campaign, and the KPI was simple: I need a lead. That was the simple definition. Usual one, right? So we got a landing page, and then we saw the landing page. We were like, okay, will it work? Was the first thing. So we, instead of doing the campaign, we strongly recommended, boss, this landing page, sorry, we cannot do a campaign with this kind of landing page. So fortunately, client was really open to it, the suggestions, and the campaign was delayed for a week's time. Even the launch of that property was delayed for a week's time. And fortunately, so I don't know, the luck was good or whatever it is, we executed the campaign, and suddenly after like 2 or 3 days, we got a call from client mentioning, I got more leads and conversions from you guys as compared to the other platforms or the direct channels, whatever he was doing. And he wanted to deep dive and understand what exactly we did. We tried our best, but I haven't seen the kind of feedback. And actually that client took a flight from Bangalore, came to Mumbai to meet us, to greet us, and etc. Because that particular entity is very big, and they used to do a lot of campaigns, and it's multi-agency thing as well. But that is something which is there in the back of my mind every day when we do a campaign, because when you really give something to client as an outcome, that is something which gives you a next level excitement and next level confidence in what you guys are actually doing.
Fantastic. Keval.
Well, I've been, a part of the agency all my career almost, and I've worked across multiple, but it's a very interesting automobile client when, in my early years when I moved into media planning and buying, and it was like a good mega launch for them, and certain parameters, because even I was learning, and there were not much of trackers and everything back then, but only Google Analytics being tracked, and never knew that you had to pass certain UTM parameters to track where the data is flowing in from. And the client kept questioning, and that was a moment I was learning because there was no one to guide. But yeah, did it myself, researched and implemented that, got it tracked, and the client was also delighted looking at the success of the campaign and the way things were managed on the fly. So that was a very good learning campaign, because it was a good launch campaign for us as an agency as well, and it was a successful launch.
Fantastic, fantastic. Always love to know, success stories from agencies, especially from, clients across categories, real estate for you, automobile for you. Now for this next phase of the fireside chat, although we are almost, I think, towards the end of our time, I'll do a very rapid fire question, because as I'll take the cue from the word fireside and I use it for rapid fire. So 5-6 questions for you, but you have to keep it very concise and maybe one word or one sentence. So I'll start with Vishal. Best digital marketing tool you would like to suggest the audience?
Google Trends.
Google Trends, okay. Keval?
ComScore and GWI.
Oh, wow. Very precise. Morning person or night owl?
Always morning.
Always
Morning.
Morning, wow. Night owl, sorry. Most used app on your phones right now, today?
WhatsApp by default, followed by Outlook.
It's a unanimous answer. Even the forum would say that. It's WhatsApp or Instagram.
Or Instagram. But then if you have to pick one, WhatsApp you'll pick. Okay. Also, because there are a lot of young people, any advice or the best advice that you've got from industry veterans or family, you know, anyone who has given you the best piece of advice, maybe one line or two lines there. Vishal?
Learn to say no.
Very good. Fantastic. Agency people need to say no also sometimes. Keval.
Try, fail.
Sorry?
Try, fail.
Oh, fantastic. And preferred length of meetings, is it 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour or full day? Keval.
Time doesn't matter if it is very fruitful. Otherwise, a shorter meeting is more preferred.
15 or 30?
Approximately 30 minutes.
30 minutes per hour. Vishal?
31.
30.
1 minute for summarizing.
Nice. 1 minute of thank yous and goodbyes and all. Nice. And finally, favorite brand or brands that you follow on social media, be it LinkedIn or Instagram, etc. Vishal?
Netflix.
Nice.
Nike
Nike.
on Instagram.
Oh, okay. They're good on Instagram, by the way. Yes, nice. Fantastic. Our time is up, and I think our host is also on stage. That means it's a cue that we need to leave. So thank you for your time, Vishal. Thank you, Keval. And if you have, sorry? Any queries, any questions from the audience?
I
we have time?
believe we are actually very pressed for
okay,
time,
okay,
so unfortunately we can't take questions
We're outside,
online.
so we can just...
But then, of course, you can connect offline. Give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. And you're very amazing when it comes to those rapid fires and all. Being a talk show host myself, I can say. And was the point regarding the work-life balance real? Because वो होता नहीं है maximum लोगों के पास. A lot of people will agree. Office के बाहर, I think a lot of people take ज़्यादा काम rather than office के अंदर. Depends, right? But on that note, give it up once again for them, please, ladies and gentlemen, as they pose for the shutterbugs over here. Thank you for sharing your insights and valuable knowledge.